pretty happy with that amount of time. I took a lot of time on my draw stroke. It didn't seem to go as well as I wanted. So let's go make sure all the hits are there. Yeah! I honestly think this might be my fastest time ever. Hi ladies and gentlemen, Adam Winch here with Defenders USA. I want to show you one of the tests we have here at Defenders. It can be a little bit confusing at first until it's explained, so I'm going to run through this quickly. Now, what we do is we give you the option in our training courses to shoot this either at 5 yards, 7 yards, or 10 yards, and kind of the granddaddy of it all being 10 yards. If you go to the 10 yards to shoot this, if you're drawing from concealment, so I don't know if you can see, but I've got a gun from concealment, an appendix here, and I'll be shooting my H&K VP9, right? H&K VP9. Pulling from a Haven Defense CO, havendefenseco.com, a Haven Defense Co holster, and I'll be firing one shot at this card. I'll be doing this at 10 yards. And it has to be from concealment sub 2 seconds. Now, if it's from an open carry rig, or say a duty rig that has little to no retention, then it has to be, you take off 0.25 of that. So it would have to be sub 1.75 seconds. But in this case, because I'm going from concealment, it's sub 2 seconds. So that means it's got to be 1.99 or less to hit it. Now, if you get it in that time frame with the one shot, and you get 2 mulligans or 2 alibis, right? If you pull and you're not ready to shoot, fine. You've got 2 more tries, but the second you crack the shot, then it's game on, it's over, right? So for somebody to hit this in what I would call a patch run, where we give you a Defenders USA patch, you've got to be able to hit this in sub 1.5. So say 1.49 or less. And that's what I like. I don't always get it, but that's a tough one. In fact, we just recently had Chris Matlock from Midland, Texas. He got it in 1.44, which is fantastic. He's one of only 3 people in the world who've done it so far. And John Cree of Active Self Protection, of course, myself. My fastest time so far is a 1.41, but oftentimes I go above the 1.5. So to patch it, it's got to be 1.49 or less from concealment. To be able to earn the card, if it's sub 2 seconds, then you get the card. So we'll initial it, time, date, stamp it, everything else, and that's your gift because you got it. The second card here is you shoot 5 rounds. We've got to still hit this card from concealment sub 5 seconds. It's got to be 4.99 or less. And if you want to get a patch for having done this, not just earn the card itself, then it's got to be under 4.5. So it's got to be 4.49 or less, all 5 rounds. Now, impact zones on these cards, if you see them, it's not the entire card, it's the inside line of the entire card. So the inside line and line breaks count here. Anywhere as long as it touches the inside line or somewhere inside, that works. So for this first card, we're going to do sub 2 second. For this card, it's going to be sub 5 seconds, so 1.99 or less, or 4.99 or less from 10 yards. Of course, to really make it good, it's sub 1.5 or 1.49, or here it's sub 5 seconds or 4.49 seconds or less. And I'll tell you what, guys, girls, this is hard. This one, I don't even get probably 50% of the time. I'd say now I'm down to about 40% of the time. This one I tend to get, I don't know, about 80% of the time. I've got 3 attempts basically, but the second I crack a shot, it's all over. So I've got 2 times I can have it as a mulligan, right? If something doesn't draw right, anything else, it's just a test of skill, then we can redo it. But by the 3rd one, I've got to go. So my advice is if it's there, just go. All right, here we go. All right, so I had a bad grip on that one. So this is it, man, for all the peanuts in the world. Here we go. We're gonna do that again. Okay, time on that, if you can see it, let me make sure you can see it, is 1.68. 1.68. So 1.68. Okay, so taking it in close to the target, you can see dead center of the defender's shield. Absolutely dead center. Okay, so I saw the dot drop in, and I could have triggered it sooner, but I wanted to be sure, so I took the time to stabilize it. So I did not get it below the 1.5. I love it below 1.5, 1.49 or less, but that's an absolutely solid run at 1.68, 1.68. Okay, so now we're gonna go to this target here. This is 5 rounds, sub 5 seconds. This is a hard one, boys and girls. This is a truly tough one. John Correa tells me it's equivalent to Rob Latham's, whatever he calls it, total control, master test, I don't know, but I'll tell you, this is a tough one. So we're gonna give it a try. Okay, so went on the first attempt. Time was 4.25. 4.25. I'm pretty happy with that amount of time. I took a lot of time on my draw stroke. It didn't seem to go as well as I wanted. So let's go make sure all the hits are there. Yeah! Oh yeah, boy. Oh, let's take a look at this. Hey, I'm pretty happy. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that, boys and girls, was a patch run for this. So a 4.25. So the first one was done in 1.68 seconds. The second one, which I'm really proud of, was done in 4.25. I honestly think this might be my fastest time ever. Understand the reason I do this test right here. I like this because it forces you from the aspect of having to fight. It forces you to really hone in your vision, really dial in everything that you do to make sure that you get the hits that you need to make. You can't just spray and pray bullets out. You actually got to take the time to see what you need to see, make the hits, so you actually get what you need to do. So, boys and girls, that's a Defenders USA patch test.